Hi, welcome to my channel or welcome back. Um, I gotta make sure my dog's not like eating her butt in the background, so excuse the butt eating if that happens. How are you guys doing? I hope you're doing well. I've been doing really great. I have been going places and experiencing things and just hanging out with people that actually give a fuck if I live or die. And let me tell you something. If you are breaking bread or having communion with people who do not value your life, your opinion, or people who write you off as like a side character in your own life, you need to get away from those people. You need to quit those relationships, and you need to remember that you have value and that you're important and that your individual process and how you live and die is important. um, the quality of your life is important, and people who do not value your life, um, you need to get away from them as soon as possible. Yeah, my life got a lot better whenever I stopped breaking bread with people who did not give a fuck if I existed or didn't. Um, when I stopped living up to the expectations of other people's realities, and whenever I decided to just stop playing these characters in other people's lives when their lives, the roles that they had written for me were not acceptable. And my non negotiables are this is my life. And if you can't respect me, my children, my husband, my morals and values, then why are you in it? Why are you observing me? Why are you stalking me on Facebook or Instagram? Why do you care how I shit if you don't give a fuck? If you're not even going to be invited to my funeral, why do you care? I think that social media has definitely helped people to develop this type of mental sickness. It's very parasitic. And people are just becoming these like shells, these husks, these clowns, these fools, and they're just monitoring others for some fucked up, you know, um, whacked out reason. It's not even like it doesn't matter. So I got off of social media for a couple of months, right? And my life got better. And it was the strangest thing because I was on social media and I was very against people putting data centers in small towns and buying up farmland and telling the American folks that they could not raise cattle on land. Um, I recently went on a very interesting trip and saw that a lot of the West in America is agricultural land except for major cities. Um, and so the respect that I have for people who are within agriculture, it's intensified. And it's so upsetting how propaganda will sit there and put people who are unaware and they want to feel like they're aware, like they're connected, like they're in the know. They use that kind of ignorance against us, all of us. You're not immune to propaganda. If you think you are, then you're just fooling yourself, and that's fine. We all have to don the jester hat every once in a while, so why not you take a try too? See if it fits. I have jingle bells you can put on your shoes. That's totally fine. It's chill. Okay. But we're not immune to propaganda. And I feel like the people who are, their livelihood is within agriculture in some way, shape, or form, whether it be farming, ranching, things of that nature, which is like a majority of the West in the United States. Um, I mean, from like Texas and on, it's like all ag. And so, except for cities, and cities fucking suck. They're horrible. And that's where all the propaganda gets like, it's like the livelihood of a city is just like pumped with like this toxic information that's a lie. And then we all get, put into our little cozy cubbies of who we are and how we are and things of that nature. So I was on social media stupidly talking to the people who surround me who do not value my morals, who do not align with my values, and who do not care if I live or die. I was telling them that it's so inappropriate that they're trying to buy up 400 acres here, 1,000 acres there, 50,000 acres there to put in these data centers, which are just ticking time bombs, and resource rapers, and how just fucked up it is, right? And somebody had told me, well, why are you on Facebook or the internet, which uses AI, telling people to stop using AI? Why are you doing that? You know, like, I guess it's like the pot calling the kettle black or something like that, and type of thing. And I was just like, interesting. So I got off of social media. And I took a bunch of trips all over the place, and I saw how different people lived. And I actually started developing a pretty crucial, real solidification of an opinion on real things happening in real life, not just what was pumped through my tiny little black phone. The propaganda being pumped into cities and through our phones and through social media it's all a lie. It's all a lie created by whoever, to make sure that you feel threatened. And that way you make stupid decisions. That's generally how it is. And then they benefit off of the sheep being excitable, and then, and then we all get slaughtered, and it's very convenient for them. But anyways, I went on a couple of trips. Number one, I went to Bel Air in Houston, and I went to like kind of like the Chinatown area, and it almost died about 6 times. It was very scary. It was very, very scary, but the food was delicious. The culture was amazing and immaculate, and I love it. Everybody was so fucking cool and chill, other than when everyone was driving. Now, I will argue that Houston and San Antonio, I don't know about other places, Austin as well, they got like Texas drivers. They love trying to threaten to kill you. They cannot, like, if a Texas driver can kill you, they're going to try to kill you because they just love that stuff. It's like what Texas is all about, road rage, guns, running you off the road, slamming into the back of your car, blaming you for it, as a victim of road rage. Yeah, it's a thing. So yeah, as somebody who's been the victim of a fucking car wreck in Texas, Texas drivers love to like be aggressive. They want to kill you. They want to see you dead. Okay, they just do. So whatever. But I will tell you, Bel Air, amazing. The food, immaculate. The stores, the coolest. The selection of products, the best. It was so much fun. And it was the first time I had ever tried ramen, and I went to like the specific like Houston ramen house with their own H-Town type of ramen. And I've just been trying to recreate that that delicious ramen bowl ever since. Okay, so then like the next major thing we did is we went to Galveston, and we had a lot of fun, and we have done 2 different rounds of mini golf at the Magic Carpet mini golf place in Galveston, and I highly recommend it. It's so much fun. It's on the seawall, and it's just so cute and adorable, and it's a lot of fun. Mini golf has been like our new favorite family thing to do, and it's just the best. So, yeah, we went to Galveston, and we ate, I think, at the Fisherman's Wharf, and that was a lot of fun. I met a boy from Poland, and he said that I looked very whimsical, and that's exactly what his friend who lives in Poland was like looking. She wanted a care package from the U.S., and he was like, I don't know what Whimsigoth is. And then I showed up, and he was like, it's you. That's what Whimsigoth is. So then that was like a lot of fun. And then my son got to hold a lobster, and everybody's just been really sweet and cool. Galveston is really it's an amazing place to be. I love port cities. They're really fun. And Galveston is not like, when you go into Galveston, it's a city, but whenever you're just like on the seawall hanging out, and like downtown area and whatnot, it's not a city. It's most like a big town of sorts. So I really enjoy that. I hate going into Houston. I hate going into San Antonio. There's like a high probability of you getting hit and dying. Like, it's just like so fucking high. And then it becomes higher in certain areas. It's like, dude, it's fucking insane. Yeah, I hate cities. I hate cities. What I do like is open country roads. We were driving through Wyoming recently, and Montana and Idaho and places like that. And let me tell you, people in Idaho don't give a fuck. Like, oh, Utah was crazy too. We were driving through Utah, And like I feel so bad for people who live in Utah because they're like, no liquor, no weed, none of that shit. They're like, we're just like hitting it straight. And I'm like, these poor fuckers. Like, and it was so crazy because we went through Salt Lake City, and like I'm so sorry for people who live in Salt Lake City. Like that was, I got into a fight with somebody about abortion rights and well, ICE, and what else did I get into a fight? Like Salt Lake City made me want to fucking like beat the shit out of people, like quite literally. And like I was fine the entire trip, right? Like because we've been going cross country tripping, driving, you know, and seeing things and whatnot. But like when I was in Salt Lake City, it was just like, all right, that's enough. And somebody tried to tell me that, you know, women shouldn't be allowed to have abortions. That's a child. You're a fucking murderer. And to which I said, if somebody rapes me, and you know, I will definitely get an abortion. And if that is murder, I don't fucking care. Here's the thing: I'll talk to God when I die, and if He sends me to hell, if God's real and God sends me to hell, that's my own path. I don't give a fuck what you do, what you care about. You're some dude with a dick. You're sitting here telling me I can't do something? Bitch, are you gonna raise this fucked up, like, this poor child? Like, no. No, you're not. So shut your whore mouth. I don't want to fucking hear it. Listen, I believe my rights are mine. But here's also the thing: trans people should be able to have guns. People with uteruses should be able to get abortions if they need them, you know, if it's necessary. Now, do I believe in like it's 9 months? That's kind of crazy. That's a little bit crazy, but you do you kind of thing. You know what I'm saying? But people online, they get mad at you for, I don't know, just sitting sideways. Boys in the days, um, get mad at you for swinging and banging. Um, no, it's just I have very look. It doesn't matter what I think and believe and what I feel. Um, Salt Lake City pissed me off, dude. It was so industrial, and it was so the billboards, and you could just see it on the billboards of propaganda and everything, and it was just like like it was so bad. But driving through, like, so they were like, oh, around this curve, around the sharp rock, we go 80 miles an hour, or maybe 55, but let's slow down to 60 just to make sure. And that was very confusing because I didn't know Utah got down. Like, it must be Utah and Texas are like, how many people can we fucking kill on these roads? Like, how many people can we fucking, you know, on these roads, right? Utah was fucking crazy, but Wyoming was amazing. If you ever get a chance, or hey, any Scottish people out there, okay, people from Scotland, you're gonna love going to Montana or Wyoming. It's very Scotland-esque. Um, Especially in April. And I wonder if it's because on the lines of the planet, like it's a very similar, you know what I mean? Even though Scotland's up there by Canada, whatnot. Anyways, yeah, I got into a fight with a guy over abortions and over something else. Well, over ICE. Oh, over women. It's crazy. Like as soon as we got into Salt Lake City, um, it was just on. It was on, bro. It was so fucking on, and I was just over it. And I was like, I've been a pretty good girl this whole entire time. I've kept my mouth shut, and now I'm going to fucking unhinge my jaw and kick your ass, you fucking piece of shit. Anyways, I don't want to talk about it. So, I don't know why Salt Lake City triggered me so bad. I was like, fuck this place and fuck you. Um, but Moab was amazing. Let me tell you, I'm going there one day. We went to Moab, and I think that's how it's called, Moab, whatever. It means like outcasts, whatever, blah, blah, blah. They're living it up good there, okay? There was like this Gonzo Inn, and there was like a lizard that looked like Hunter S. Thompson, and it was like hanging on to the sign, and it reminded me of Rango. I thought that was really cool. And then there was a lot of these like dune racer type of people, and there's this place called the Hole in the Rock, and there was somebody with a fucking like a dune racer little thing, like some thing like a dune buggy type of thing, and it was like parked on top of this cliff, and it was so Acme, it was so Looney Tunes. I expected there to be Wile E. Coyote in there with a sign that said "Yikes," and. And the next time we go to Moab, I'm definitely going to take some pictures because it was very like the background for the Looney Tunes. It was very, it was so Looney Tunes. I can't explain it, but it was really cool. And I'm definitely gonna bring like a sign with like a thing that says "Yikes" on it and take pictures out in the desert because that was a lot of fun. I am definitely a desert girl. We saw Monument Valley, which I didn't expect to see, and so I felt like unprepared. I felt like very, because I'm indigenous, and so they go, oh, 25% is not indigenous. 25% is a fucking lot, bitch. Okay, I'm more indigenous than I am Gaelic, so suck a nut. Okay. So, anyways, so it was just weird because I have seen it, and I've heard stories and everything, and then it was there. Um, so we were going through Utah, and I guess it was like the backside of Monument Valley, and when I saw it, I was like, oh my God, we're here. Like, I didn't even know we're here. I didn't think we were going to hear, and I was telling people in the car I was with the stories of like the indigenous folklore that goes along with it. And we stopped over at this like strange gas station, and me and the kids, like, we went to go use the bathroom, and then there was like something weird in the bathroom, and we thought somebody was like recording women, and I was like, that's fucked up. And so I flipped it off, and I was like, fuck you, hope you got a good shot, piece of shit asshole. And when we came out, my husband and had our dogs, and he was like, hey, this cop pulled up when y'all went to the bathroom, got off his car or his motorcycle or something, and tried to touch our dog, and she went to bite him and started barking at him like to kill him, and which she never fucking does, which is crazy. And then he got in his car and he just left, and I was like, what the fuck, all in the time that it took me to take a piss? Like, that's crazy. And I was like, man, I don't trust that asshole, because she's not like that, and I trust animals, I don't trust people. So if she could sense something, like there was something up with that, and that was a really, really strange experience that happened at Monument Valley at a gas station, like near it. You know what I mean? It was like a very weird. I didn't like it very much. It felt very predatory. Like this guy was like. It was just weird. It was just weird. It was like the camera in the bathroom type of thing. It was a possible camera in the bathroom, and then all of this stuff. Let's see what else. We went into Colorado, and we went past, like, we went down a different side to get back home, like towards the Rocky Mountains, and there was just a bunch of bean fields. Like, it was really interesting, and also like Utah has 7 observatories sitting on the mountains. Like, the Mormons are really out there looking at the stars. Like, what are you guys scared of? What's going on? You know what I mean? So then, like, coming out of Utah, it was mostly like bean fields along the Rocky Mountains in Colorado. That's like where we went through. And then we stopped. We were at this one reservation, and we stopped at like a gas station so our dogs could go to this little dog park area. And these two wanderers came up. There was like this indigenous boy and this girl, and she was like, oh my gosh, I like your dogs, whatever. She was really nice, and she went into the store, and then the boy, he came up to me, and they were like, maybe on something, maybe homeless or something, but he was really nice, and he came up to me and was like, hey, what are you doing here? And I was like, taking my dogs out, what's up? And so I was just matching what he was giving me. And he was like, man, me and my girl are in a fight. And I said, well, dude, she's probably fucking hungry, you should probably go get her a sandwich or something, like, she's probably hungry. He's like, no, well, she wants smokes. And I was like, well, then you need to get her a sandwich and some smokes. And you know what? On top of that, a cup of coffee. Like, I was like, I don't know why you're telling me about your girl problems, but I'm gonna let you know exactly what women want. They want all of their needs met, bro. Like, that's how it is. You know what I'm saying? And then my husband saw him, and he came over, and then he was like, well, hey, who are you here with? And I was like, there's no way you're fucking sitting here trying to mac on me at a truck stop while my dog's taking a shit and your girlfriend just went inside. Like, bro, chill out. And I said, I went like this, and I said to my husband, and he came over, and he was like, oh, okay, I get it. Right on, man. So yeah, that was really interesting. And yeah, I felt really bad. And so I felt bad because I was like, your girlfriend's probably pissed off at you because you're sitting here trying to talk to other women while she's in the store getting something. Like, what the fuck? And I felt kind of bad. And then when his girlfriend came out, I was like, hey, you're really fucking beautiful, and I don't ever need you to ever forget that, kind of thing. She goes, oh, thanks, but she was real distant. She was like, that's fucking weird. Like, what's going on here? And I was like, telling him, and you better get her some food, because if she's cranky, it's a couple of reasons. Number one, probably because you're talking to other women. Number two, because she's hungry and wants her vices and her needs met. You know what I mean? We saw a lot of buttes. Anyways, we we went on like this huge trip, and it was just so interesting because, like I said, it started with like me getting so angry with the state of the world coming through my phone, and coming through the airwaves and all this propaganda just vroom, 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 being like pumped into me like toxins. And then we took this huge trip and we saw the wilderness and the beauty of it. And I was in Wyoming and I saw this beautiful cowboy, and he had a black Stetson hat and he had like the denim jacket and like pants, and he had a blue heeler and a red heeler, and it was snowing, and he let them out to run in the fields while he went to go hook up some stuff. And we were just driving by and I saw him and I was like, this is so perfect. And I was listening to Coulter Wall, Cowpoke, and it was like the most beautiful experience I've ever had in my entire life. And all it took was for me to forsake all of these conveniences. All it took was like, we didn't have service for a week. We went up into the mountains in Montana and Wyoming and Idaho, and we didn't have any service for a week, and we just forsook all of these conveniences. And I saw many things. I saw bears. There was grizzly bears and her cubs, and we were like, like 20-30 feet away from them, and the baby bear got up on its paws, and it looked like a gummy bear. It was so cute. It was like with its little ears. And we saw a black bear like 5 feet from our car, stopping traffic like on the side of the road. Nobody was there, and we just saw the black bear, and it was just in the feeder like eating grass. Bison, foxes, ravens. We just saw all of the majesty that is of the wilderness. And number one, I've come to the conclusion that I need to move somewhere north, within the next 5 years, pretty quick. And number two, I don't need social media like I thought I did to stay connected to people who don't care if I live or die. People who only want to know me because it's beneficial for them. Networking, literally, in a sense that, it's just all of these people spying on you, watching you, monitoring you, stalking you, developing parasocial relationships with you that don't even fucking make sense because they're one-sided, and they have these fantasies about you, and when you don't live up to them, they make you feel bad, or they make you try to fit into these holes that you can no longer fit into or have never fit into. But in their own delusions, that's who you are. And it's unfair to us and to them for them to do these things because they're not able to experience who I am as a human, as an individual, as an entity. If they keep writing stories for me in positions that I cannot play, you're not going to get me as a person, you know? So some things that I learned is that there's a lot of propaganda in cities. Cities suck. I fell asleep in Denver. I fell asleep in Albuquerque. I did not give a fuck about going through a city. Like, as soon as we hit a city, I put my earplugs in. I just fucking passed out while we were driving through it because I didn't care. Denver's got tons of potholes, though. Holy shit. Are you guys trying to, like, rival New Orleans? What's going on there? That was insane going through Denver. It was just fucking horrible. Yeah, that was crazy. What else? Yeah, I have so much respect for agriculture right now. It's so important. Farmers, ranchers, they are so important. They are the literal, true blood of this country, of any country. I've been watching a lot of information about the UK as well. Guys, we need farmers and ranchers. I don't care if you want to eat plastic fake lettuce, that's you. Okay, if you're consenting to that, that's you. But a majority of human beings with actual red blood cells in their body, we have to process certain game, certain meats and certain grains in order to continue, supplying our bodies with the fuel it needs. Depending on what your blood type is and what your ancestors were doing, that's dependent upon what you'll be doing and what you consume and what is actually beneficial for your body type. It's just so unfortunate that we've come to this place, purposefully done by the powers that be, to make us all ignorant, hateful fuckers, and that want to just end each other because of falsities that they've seen online. I had a bunch of really unfortunate conversations with people who were very ignorant, and it's just the type of hateful rhetoric that's being spewed is purposeful. It's got intention, and it's caca doo doo poo poo pants. Like, it's not good at all. Um, after seeing some of the most beautiful things I've ever seen in my life, I am so grateful, and I have such a different attitude about social connections, about um, a lot of different things. Now, one thing I'm going to say is if you live in America, also if you don't live in America because they love visas, I'm going to tell you about this one company that I found out about. If you love traveling and you want to experience different national parks within America, there is a business. It's called Xanterra, Xanterra, Xanterra Travel Collections, something of that nature. Look into it. They work with visas. There's tons of people that they work at these hotels around huge parks like in Yellowstone or the glacier parks or Zion. There's a bunch of national parks in America that have these hotels that are very, very fancy, and you could go work for these hotels and they will provide lodging, food, and like if you do want to get lodging outside of like the dorms they have, because a lot of the people only stay there for the seasons that they're active, such as Yellowstone. I highly recommend you guys look into it. If you're young and you want to do something different, and also if you're older and you're fine and you have like that kind of wandering soul, check out Xanterra, Xanterra, Xanterra. They have these things where you could go work at these hotels, and on your days off, you can explore all of these national parks and like get behind the scenes shit. And it's really cool. I talked to this one boy, and he's kind of doing like a dorm thing where a lot of people live in one house, and they share, communal space. And they through each season you could pick if you want to go to Alaska. There's Alaskan hotels that you could go to, or the ones in Zion, or the ones at Yellowstone, or the glacier parks, or something like that. There's like a ton of things. The Grand Canyon. So if you want to travel and see the world in the West, and like I said, they love visas. There's tons of people from like Taiwan and stuff like that, that also go there. And I know that there's like a lot of strangeness around the social climate and the political climate of what's going on over here. But just check it out. Like if I was 20 years old and I heard about this opportunity to go like be a waitress, a waiter, somebody that worked in a gift shop, seasonally at these national parks, and get all of these benefits as well as see the planet, I would have done it. I would have done it in a heartbeat. And I might still do it when I get older and when I want to retire yet still see the world. They have like this whole little academy you go through so you could learn the different positions that you'll be put into, like if you're going to be a waiter, a cook, cleaner, bed maker, you know what I mean? Like all of these hotels that are shut down seasonally need people to fill them seasonally when they're open. So check out Xanterra. I will say that that was going Xanterra. Like we went on a vacation and we went through them. Amazing, top tier. Everybody was super fucking nice. Everyone was super fucking cool. I made tons of like little friends. Everyone was like super chill, and it was just awesome. It's really awesome. It's a really cool experience. Please, please, please check that out. And now I'm telling you this because, like I said, if I was a child, if I was like in my early 20s, and I wanted to roam the fucking Americas, and see these beautiful like creator's real, like God's real. It exists in some way, shape, or form, and it's at these like beautiful places. Whenever you see it, you just know it. You know what I mean? So yeah. Anyways, that's something that I highly recommend you looking into because it's just so fucking cool. I met this lady. She was older, like in her 60s, and she had retired, and she was from Tampa, Florida, and she was up there at Yellowstone, and then she was like, after Yellowstone, I'm going to Alaska. So, and I mean, it depends on what you want to do, but like I'm saying, like you want to travel, you got a job, they provide you with food, and then lodging. If you want, lodging's super cheap. Outside of the like dorms, it's only like they give you discounts. So this one boy was like, I paid $300 a month for rent, and you get to live at Yellowstone, and you get to eat like the fucking bison filet mignon that they serve there. I might fucking just do that shit. Like, that sounded like so much fun. And I come from a long line of like barmaids and waiters and things of that nature. So that's just second nature to me. It's like breathing to be a waiter or a waitress. So that's something that, okay, I'm just trying to give people because I didn't even know about it. And so, whoever's watching, if you're looking for some hope, I'm letting you know it's out there. And that's something interesting you could do, put on your resume and just do for a fucking season. You know what I mean? Like, move out to fucking the Grand Canyon and live there and then go hiking on your fucking time off. Excuse me. Yeah, I want to try that. I'd love to try that. So, yeah, check them out. Xanterra travel agency, travel company. Anyways, like I said, I was doing research into it because there's tons of people in our family that are kind of like in these in between places and spaces, and that's kind of like a really amazing opportunity. And they're always hiring. They're always hiring people. I did see some people were like, so I'm old school. I'm very old school. I was raised in a very traumatic home. So I'm pretty tough. Okay, I'm pretty fucking tough. But I did see on like the subreddits for Xanterra, people were like, oh my God, you know, people weren't wearing masks and they were trying to kill me because they were trying to give me COVID or something. And I think that a lot of that is people coming from entitled, privileged places where they think that everybody is supposed to act a certain way. Where whenever you're like a broke baddie as a waitress, you grow up very fast, very tough, very hard. So, like, as a waitress, like, I've been called all kinds of shit. I've been, you know, you're not gonna get 5-star treatment as a waiter or waitress. It's not gonna happen. So, yeah, it's just something that I'm like, what the fuck? So somebody treated you not even bad. Like, once they just didn't wear their mask because they were older. I don't think they were trying to kill you, but okay. I was like, I've literally had somebody hold like a weapon to my throat. I don't think that they were trying to kill you. Like, I think I've been almost killed a couple times. Um, I don't know what you went through, but if that's the worst you've ever been through in your life, then you're extraordinarily blessed. So, anyways, that's all I'm going to say about that. And I'm not trying to say that their experience isn't valid, but what I am trying to say is, like, in comparison to my experiences, that looks like a fucking walk in a daisy field, you know, on a nice spring day. So, anyways, that being said, and that's all I'm going to say about that. Now, am I sponsored by them? No. Have I ever been through them? No. But am I definitely suggesting that you take a peek at that? Yeah, because that's a fucking kick-ass opportunity to do something fucking cool. And if you're in your early 20s and your life isn't going anywhere and you want to get out of a small town really quick, dude, I would have ate that shit up. Okay? Ate it up. Anyways, all that being said, I have a high respect for agriculture, high respect for farmers and ranchers. I think that there's nothing wrong with farmers and ranchers having animals. I don't think that cow farts are causing global warming. I think it might be people bombing other people in other countries causing, if that is true, if it is true that things are causing global warming that humans are doing, chemical plants, factories, refineries, even recycling places, any place like cars. What are you talking about? Cows farting? Cows have been farting since the beginning of time, and in certain, you know, mythological beginnings, there's been a cow that has always been with humans. So they've been alongside us since the beginning of certain schools of thought. So I don't think it's the cows farting. I don't think that you should have to slaughter all your cows because they're farting. I think that's very strange. And um, yeah, I think that people in positions of power do not need to be. I think that they need to be spoon-fed mushy peas and like porridge in like an institution instead of writing laws and passing them. I think they need to be fed baby food through a straw because that's how intelligent they are, you know, instead of writing laws on and putting pressure on farmers and ranchers, telling them what they can and can't do with their agriculture lifestyle. It's insane, especially whenever they are feeding the masses. Like, how are you going to tell them? You know, you don't even know how to fucking rear. People who have no clue what they're talking about, feel free to shut the fuck up. That's all I'm going to say. That's all. After all of like this getting out and doing all of these things, 100%. If you don't know what you're fucking talking about and you have to go ask AI, feel free to sit down and shut the fuck up. Okay? That's all I'm going to say about that. You're not stupid because you don't know something. Go ask another human being or read a fucking book that was printed before 2020. That's all I'm going to say. You're not stupid. Library cards are free. Like, you can find the information if you just get off your fat asses. Like, I got off of my fat ass. Okay? And what I'm saying is, like, as a fat ass to another fat ass, get off of it and stop being fucking lazy and have a sniff around. Okay? There's plenty of mammals that use their sniffer to survive. A mole, for example. Okay? Or a bat starts screaming and you'll find the answers. Hey, who knows this answer? You know? But also, yeah, anyways, I'm sorry. This is kind of all over the place, but I don't really give a fuck because it doesn't matter. This is my channel and I'm not here to get brand deals or tell you about Squarespace or like make your life better. I don't care. I'm just here for the allotted time that my body will allow me to be here, unless something happens before, you know, totally not and whatnot. So I'm just gonna share these experiences because that's how I feel most comfortable, is being alive and sharing things. Yeah, get out there, go to a national park, start moving, get to a higher elevation. I live at a very low elevation, and we went up to 8,000 feet. I climbed a mountain. I hiked up the Continental Divide while it was snowing, and did my feet get soaking wet? Yeah. Did I fall into like a creek that was underneath a bed of snow? Yes. Was it an experience? Yes. Did I see bears? Yes. Did I die? No. Will a grizzly bear fucking kill you? Yes. Grizzly bear's paws are like this big. I shit you not. You're gonna fucking die, bro. That's one swipe. Like, lay on your fucking back and pray to God, because black bears, nah. Black bears, okay. You might be able to fight a black bear. You're not fighting a fucking grizzly, I guarantee you. Before we went to Yellowstone, a couple of days before we showed up, two guys got fucking mauled by a mother grizzly bear, and I don't even know if they're alive. I have to check the fucking news. Grizzly bears will fucking kill you, and they run 45 miles an hour, and they will be on you quick, fast, and in a hurry. They will fucking kill you very, very fast and very painfully. Those are huge fucking paws, dude, and huge fucking claws. Like, they're going in, bro. Okay, all that being said, I highly recommend you get out there with the grizzlies and take a hike. Because it changed my life, and I know it'll change yours too. I wish I could go back. I wish every day I close my eyes, I see the cabins in the mountains where I was staying, and I miss it every single day. And I'm just planning for my next trip. And I know it's going to be great. Everything before me is good, and I am so grateful for that experience. Even though I did get into a couple of tussles with a couple of assholes, I think that for, everything, it was a very nice, well-balanced trip. I came out with a new perspective. I came out disconnected from all the technology. And, this year everybody's been really hooting and hollering about, going analog. The most analog thing you could go do is go to Yellowstone, where you have zero fucking service in the mountains for a week, and go see grizzly bears. So I highly recommend you guys do it. And like I said, check out that Xanterra thing if you want to like get a job and do this professionally. That'd be cool too. Because yeah, if I was younger and I didn't have anything to tie me down, I would have definitely tried that out. I love the idea of like living in a dorm with people from all over the planet and sharing these experiences. And on your days off, you get to go see a fucking a cub, a wolf den. Like, there was a lady who we saw every night because we went out to eat, and at this one like beautiful, elegant diner from the 1800s that's been there for so long. And she was like, yeah, she gave us a map on how to climb up next to like the Beartooth Ridge and whatnot. And you go like 2 miles hiking by Slough Creek, and then with your binoculars, you could see into a wolf den. And it was the perfect time of year where she had cubs and everything. And so I thought that was really fucking cool. But also, you're supposed to stay 100 yards away from wolves too, because they'll be on you quick, fast, and in a hurry. Yeah, so I met unique people, amazing people from all over the planet. Everyone was sweet and understanding and cool. I got to eat very interesting things, and we got to have just like these beautiful, heartwarming experiences. You know what I mean? Like seeing a mother grizzly bear and her cubs from a safe fucking, a crisp, maybe it was like about 45 feet to 30 feet away. We should have been further. I saw some videos of grizzly bears fucking darting towards people, and so there's of course a bunch of white people out there that were a little too close, and that was very, very scary because I was like, no, white people, no. Don't get eaten by the grizzlies. After I saw the videos and the actual how big the grizzly bear paw prints are, you're not gonna fucking catch me like anywhere near a fucking grizzly. Like those things were huge. Like I said, my whole chest, one swipe, open, open season, baby. Boogan Elliott on my shit. So yeah, I had a lot of fun. I highly recommend you guys go to up north. And like I said, if you're from Scotland, I've been seeing like a lot of footage of Scotland. It mirrors Yellowstone. It's very similar, and it might be because they're so up north. Um, I was with somebody who was kind of like not my husband or my kids or anything, but we had somebody a plus one that was with us, and they were very. They kind of made the trip. You know what I'm saying? There's always going to be somebody, some kind of challenge, some kind of anti-hero, whatever. So this guy that was with us, he was just such a dick. And then the last day we were there, he wouldn't let me drive the car, and he was just like really controlling and rude, and he hated women and he hated Mexicans, which is so weird because it was like everything I was, he hated. And I was just like, what are you talking about, bro? And it was just like I was trying to hold it together and be a good person and a good wife and a good mother and just have a good vacation. But this one person was just like a fucking hornet in my bonnet, bro. And but I kept it together, and on the last day there, they hit like they were driving, and I have like severe ADHD, so when I scan completely, so I would have never done this myself, but they hit a fucking elk on their side of the, they hit a fucking elk while we were in the car, and the elk, it was a female, and she shit all over his side of the car and like broke his window, broke his headlight, broke his mirror, and like so we got into a wreck. Like our very last day in Yellowstone, we got into a wreck because they hit a fucking elk. And these sweet Canadians came out from like we were in the bumfuck nowhere. You couldn't call anybody. You couldn't call the cops if you wanted to. Like if it was a severe car wreck, we would have to wait for somebody to find us to come upon us because there's no service out there. And these sweet Canadians came by. They're like, "Oh, hey, what happened, huh? Oh, yeah, would you hit? Is everybody okay?" And, like they were so sweet. And they're like, "Yeah, we hit an elk." And they're like, "Oh, yeah, that happens all the time out here, eh?" They were so sweet. They sounded like the moose from Brother Bear. These sweet little Canadians are like helping us. They're like, "Is everybody okay? You want me to, Oh, okay, well, that's good. Okay, if you need anything, let us know. Okay, yeah, bye." And I was like, the fucking mooses from Brother Bear were like helping us after this fucking asshole hit an elk. And it was so telling. It was a funny way to wrap up that kind of whole thing where this person was just like very arrogant, rude, cruel antagonizer. And then at the very end, Mother Nature said, "You know what? Here's a nice fuck you, bitch." And yeah, and I was just like, okay, okay, because we survived and everything was fine. But and then the elk did run off, but she probably died later. Probably fed a bear and a bunch of buzzards and ravens. But yeah. So, anyways, so that's all. I had a trip in my favorite rocket ship. Okay, my microphone's officially dying. I gotta go. Highly recommend you guys get off of the internet.